Doe carefully placed the plate into a new box and tied it with a red ribbon.
Reading is a lifetime sentence. From fairy tales to Canterbury Tales, through every chapter in your life. The world is at your fingertips. Whether you're digging up the details or chatting up the chapters, the written word keeps your mind in circulation. And no matter your situation, make way for a revelation.
Have something to eat. Everyone wanted to talk to the special guest.
Yes, without a doubt, a little wisdom here and there takes you a long, long way. So walk this way to Midtown Manhattan and Library Way. Welcome to New York City, same day, every day. People coming, people going. See, do, hear. The lights burn bright, but the message is dim. Well, if you really want to be enlightened, take your street smarts down to East 41st Street and Library Way, from Park Avenue at Pershing Square to Fifth Avenue in the New York Public Library. It's where some of the world's greatest writers are truly in the public domain.
If you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. Virginia Woolf.
When you see the plaques, you'll notice they are all facing the library facade. So it is meant to be a way to guide you to that facility with these incredible quotes.
Langston Hughes. There are words like freedom, sweet and wonderful to say. On my heartstrings, freedom sings all day, every day. There are words like liberty that almost make me cry. If you had known what I know, you would know why.
And this is the Humanities and Social Sciences Research Center, the Stephen A. Schwartzman building. So this is where you would be coming to find out who these writers are, these authors, and what their interests are.
Back in 1996, Library Way was the Library Walk Project, a collaborative effort by the Grand Central Partnership and the New York Public Library to create a tribute to the written word.
I don't know which is more discouraging, literature or chickens. E.B. White.
Lucille Clifton. They ask me to remember, but they want me to remember their memories, and I keep remembering mine.
Some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. Francis Bacon.
With the aid of New Yorker magazine, a panel of literary experts and librarians were brought together to choose quotations highlighting the impact of literature and reading.
A word is dead when it is said, some say. I say it just begins to live that day. Emily Dickinson.
The close to 100 bronze reliefs were sculpted by multi-faceted artist Greg LeFevre.
I had done some other public art projects around, and I'd done a few libraries in different places, but small libraries. And they contacted me.
Greg LeFevre is a storyteller of public spaces, developing the character of neighborhoods and linking the past with the present. Like in Union Square, whereas 22 sidewalk plaques celebrate the history of the park. Just one of many locations where you'll find his work in New York City and New Jersey, and across the country as well.
I could go to Google Earth and I could go around to maybe 20 places and actually see my projects, which is nice.
He's an incredibly inventive sculptor, and I can't say enough about Greg LeFevre.
It's very time consuming.
How this became that, and that was this, involved the inventive use of a multitude of processes and materials, and sometimes very resourceful solutions.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Then read from the treasured volume the poem of thy choice, and lend to the rhyme of the poet the beauty of thy voice.
I took moldings from a wooden molding shop and I chopped them up in pieces, the ones that were interesting looking, and I made them the books. I made them the spines of the books. Almost every one has a small hand-done detail.
Those of you lost and yearning to be free, who hear these words, take heart.
So that one was a lot of work. The idea was she talks about many drafts of yourself.
I once was in as many drafts as you, but briefly, essentially, here I am. Who touches this poem touches a woman, Julia Alvarez.
And so I crumpled up paper and then crushed it flat and made a wastepaper basket from above. And then I cut in some text.
Books are the treasured wealth of the world.
I took the Hanukkah gelt and glued it down to a backboard.
And the fit inheritance of generations and nations.
And I had to play with them a little bit, but I kept them as is, and then I just took them all. It was one of the easiest ones to do.
Henry David Thoreau.
But I think if you just wandered upon it, any of them, that would linger with you for your day.
The universe is made of stories, not of atoms. Muriel Rukeyser.
You're lost in thought, and then you look down and you think, oh, great.
Garson Kanin. I want everybody to be smart as they can be. A world full of ignorant people is too dangerous to live in.
So I had a lot of different sources of imagery. So I was on the subway one day in New York, in summertime, and a woman was wearing a sort of a spaghetti strap summer dress.
The bird that would soar above the level plane of tradition and prejudice.
And she had the exact bird, looking exactly like that, from her shoulder to her mid-back as a tattoo.
Must have strong wings. Kate Chopin.
People have talked about how New York this is, because you have this mix of quotes from different eras and different places, very much like New York's mix.
There are only 2 or 3 human stories, and they go on repeating themselves as fiercely as if they had never happened before. Willa Cather.
I found this molding. It's called rope molding, and it's wooden. Then I took a mold from that. It's a negative. Then I scraped clay into that mold. And then I took out the clay, and now I can move it. And so I got it, I could, manipulate it.
Rene Descartes.
And it shows a bunch of men in different garb, almost from cavemen to middle-aged men to more recent men.
The reading of good books is like a conversation with the best men of past centuries.
And then there's a woman off to the side facing the other way. And I say, what does this mean? And I often do this with a feminist, and she'll say, I don't know. And I say, the woman is left out. It's the greatest man of all past centuries.
These are historic quotes.
Where the press is free and every man able to read, all is safe.
And they've meant different things to different people through the ages.
The knowledge of different literatures frees one from the tyranny of a few.
And this is the way the library's research works. That's why you keep primary documents. What means something to one generation may mean something else to another.
Truth exists. Only falsehood has to be invented.
That I've met people on the streets of Paris, I've met people scuba diving in the Virgin Islands who know the project. There isn't 1,000 people looking at it every moment, but over the course of time, many, many people have looked at it.
Everything is only for a day, both that which remembers and that which is remembered.
Yes, it's true. The people come and the people do go. But the words, the ideas, and the voices live forever.
Attention, please. The library will be closing in 20 minutes. If you have any materials to check out, please bring them to the information desk on the first floor. Thank you.